Welcome to Why Not Us podcast. Yo, this is y'all favorite day of the week, Friday. It is Freestyle Friday chats with Sheeka. What's the vibe, family? What's good?
Hey man, happy Friday to you. That whole vibe from that song, I love it. So it's a great way to start your podcast. Shout out to the person in the background. Like that was a beautiful vibe on in. I love
So for
it.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
How are you feeling mentally?
Mentally, I'm feeling good today. Like it's a good day. Good energy. Don't got anything, sometimes you have things in the background kind of weighing you down, but I'm good. I'm excited. Small thing I'm excited about. I'm going to get me a new couch today.
Let's go.
It's the small things in life, so I'm excited about that. So I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm
but
great.
that's major though, because that's comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's you able to, buy what you want. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a blessing.
For sure.
So I'm glad you're feeling good mentally.
Yeah. How you feeling today mentally?
Mentally, I woke up in gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Today I feel I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for everything. I'm just grateful for another opportunity to be in the land of the living. So
Okay.
I'm just grateful for the present moment. So
For sure.
gratitude is essential. So I'm
Hey.
grateful and I'm full of love. So let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. All right. Well, the first thing is I pulled. So I got two cards that I pulled today. So I went back to my human design deck again today. And ironically, the card that came out, which is actually the gate that's actually transiting from an astrology standpoint. So if some people may have this actual gate in their chart, some people don't. But gate 29 is the gate over saying yes. So the one of the message today is saying yes, and it says the energy to persevere despite circumstance. So being able to push through no matter what circumstances you got, and being able to say yes. So I know we've a little bit touched on it, like over time of like learning how to say yes to stuff, and being able to say no. But today the actual message is saying yes, and it says discovery does not lie in the commitment, but in the process. So and I thought about self discovery, and what that means is like sometimes we just got to commit and let the process do what it's supposed to do. But saying yes, what does that look like for you? What comes to mind?
Saying yes. Saying yes to me, like saying yes to self. Um saying yes to every idea that you might have, right? That you normally say no to.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically saying yes to yourself, saying yes, I could accomplish this. Yes, I could do this. It's just basically just saying yes. Like, yes, it's hard to say yes to yourself.
Yes.
It really is hard to say yes to yourself. It's easy to say yes to everybody else, but it's hard to say yes for yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
being able to say yes to yourself and understanding like, yo, I can say yes to me. Like, I don't sound crazy. Like, I don't have to self-sabotage. I don't have to dilute myself. I could say yes to my dream. You understand what I'm saying? I could say
Mm-hmm.
yes. So when I think about yes, I think about myself. Yes to myself.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love
So
it.
that's what I think about.
Okay. And that's what it's about. Like a lot of times, we always talk about boundaries and how, we are coming from a place of learning how to say no, or saying no without any guilt, which is most people struggle with. But some people also struggle to say yes, and they're holding themselves back, or they feel like, well, I got to do all these things first before I do this. When really it's like sometimes we just got to say yes and let the process do what it's supposed to do. Like, let's go ahead and commit to something. Like we talked about, ambition, the other week, and just being able to just push through as well. So like some of you, if you've been sitting back and having, you're thinking about something, here's another confirmation, because this came in the same month. Ambition earlier. Now we're talking about say yes. So clearly that's a collective message that keeps coming up. That we need to start saying yes to things, and then say yes to things that that makes us happy, things that light us up. Don't just be saying yes to stuff where it's just like, all right, I'll do it, because you still in people pleasing mode. Start saying yes to things that you actually want to do, instead of things that other people want you to do, because that's where that people pleasing, that codependency is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what they want me to do, or you're saying yes to all the wrong things. So this saying yes confirmation is saying yes something that You need to push through. You need to commit to. You need to decide like this is actually going to make me happy. I'm saying yes to whatever couch today. You know,
Yes.
things. You know, and not just being afraid to, you know, just take direction and get out there and do what you're supposed to do. So some of the key words up under that is being direct, being able to assess what you're doing. So it's like sometimes it's us just making a plan because, you know, sometimes we make plans and we still fail. And so like my mentor always talks about the excuse-itis, like, you know, so stop making excuses. Like, okay, you're over there operating excuse-itis. You're making excuses of why you can't do something. So being able to stop, you know, using excuses to push through and just be like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
So
most definitely. Cause like I said, codependency is real. Cause it's feel like sometimes, even if you don't want to do something, you know, your spirit like, no, you really don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But
mm-hmm.
sometimes it's like I try to put myself aside. You know what I'm saying, for the greater good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I have to operate in gratitude because it really ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't know if I can explain. Well, I'm gonna try to explain it. It's like sometimes it ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you. You feel me? And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I feel like I just be wanting to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just be really wanting to say no, but like I said, it's not about me. So I have to just sit with myself and sit still and look out the windows at the trees and just try to figure it out, man. For
Yeah.
real.
Because sometimes you do have to sit on things before you make a decision, and that's the thing too. Like that was my issue, like saying yes too quickly, and it's just like you didn't even think this out, or you just so used to saying yes to things that you like. Do you really want to do this? Is this really something that you want?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then connecting with yourself. Sometimes your spirit will tell you, like, and one of my guides is for me to follow my sacral because that's how I be able to make decisions. So being able to listen to my body telling me yes, go for this, being able to do it, listening to the messages. That's the biggest thing. So, and the other word that came out was understanding. So I know that word could be a lot for many people, but ironically, the first thing that came to my mind was the Escape song. Understand? That's the first thing that came to my mind when I pulled the car. I could
You
just hear
don't
it in the
even know me.
background. Understanding is what I
Not
need.
me. I listen to you, baby, and I
You get
know the
all in your
things you're
feelings with that.
going through.
So if anybody need to listen to that song, that song is always a classic. But understanding, and for me, I know understanding looks differently with different people and different levels. Like I have to have a level of understanding in the roles that I play. Like like I said, I'm a therapist, I'm a coach, I'm a clinical supervisor. So I have different levels of understanding when I'm working with people in a professional setting, but also a level of understanding when I'm dealing with my family. In my role as a mother, in my role as a true friend, because I have to put true friend out there. Because sometimes, there are people that's just in the background that's not really authentic and true to us. So us deciding what that looks like. So being understanding people's situations too doesn't also mean that we got to be okay with stuff. So I want to people understand that when we say operate from grace and operate from spirit self, don't mean that you still got to deal with somebody. It's like you might forgive somebody and you might move on with something because you understand. And when you get deeper in your healing, I know and understand that a lot of us operate from our wounded space, and they ain't got nothing to do with me, so I'm gonna move on over here and not gonna let certain things bother me. But just because I give you grace don't mean I gotta deal with you. Just because I give you grace and forgive you don't mean that I want to continue things with you. Like there are certain people where you might only talk to them, happy birthday, or you might see them at a family reunion, but don't mean you got no ill will with them. It's just that
Facts.
I don't deal with you like that no more because I
Facts.
understand that me and you are not on the same level. I understand that you might be still working from your trauma wound, and I might be a little bit further because you got to also be understanding that we got to be mindful of what we put in our subconscious. So like, people sharing videos and stuff going on that may not be that positive, resharing and reliving stuff. I'm understanding how my subconscious is. So sometimes I can't look at that stuff because I'm taking that in with me. So I
Yeah.
understand me, and I say yes to me loving myself enough to say, I'm not about to expose that. So that's a little bit of what I feel like understanding is leaning towards, or what I needed to share for right now. But what about you? What does that word mean for you?
So when I think about understanding, I think about comprehension. I think about mastery.
Mm-hmm.
I just think about perception.
Okay.
And I think about you gotta connect. Like really, you feel me? You have to
Mm-hmm.
really connect with people because some people really don't understand. Some people don't really understand you, you know. And it's obvious that some people don't understand you. And sometimes I just sit still and I don't say nothing because I'm very misunderstood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's just like being a chosen one, you're gonna be misunderstood all the time. You
Oh yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be misunderstood all the time, and I'm okay with that. Long as
Yeah.
I understand myself and I'm able to articulate what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm coming from a place of not a place of malice, but of a place of love and light. Like me expressing oneself is like, yo, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to do A, B, and C, but A, B, C, and D is bothering me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And whoever I'm talking to, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they're able to understand where I'm coming from. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understand, listen.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Listen, because sometimes people don't really understand, man. Understanding is just the perception and just being able to connect for real.
Yeah. And I'll piggyback off the what you said because the misunderstood like that could be triggering for a lot of people. That's the biggest thing too. Is like how some people struggle with maybe I don't understand or somebody saying help me understand, but being misunderstood can be triggering for somebody. Feeling unheard, it's connected to that. It's like, damn, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. And communication barriers, power struggles, and all these things could come up. And so somebody's saying like, okay, you really don't understand what I'm saying. How can I help you? How can I break this down so that we on the same page? Because we get lost in message. That's why I'm big on y'all stop arguing through text messages and emails, like things where you're not actively having a conversation because you can get stuff can get misconstrued. You understand? It's so much. And so true communication, like have conversations where I can hear your tone of voice, preferably if I can see your body language, because your nonverbal gonna speak a little bit louder than what you actually saying, because if I'm over here like, all right, when somebody talking to me, like, no. Like you got to pay attention to what body language is and understand when somebody's triggered, and then us having the understanding of ourselves. So when we get to understanding like, okay, hey, I'm triggered right now. I don't hear you right now. I'm not listening to you. Maybe I need to come back and talk to you when I didn't calm down, because I know that I'm not going to be at a level of understanding someone if my anxiety or my anger or whatever I'm feeling has shut me down or has intensified me to where I'm all over the place because I got an open crown, so I got to bring it in sometimes. But if I'm feeling scatterbrained, I'm not going to be on a space to where I'm going to understand. So I got to get myself together. So that's the biggest piece too, a part of like identifying where I struggle with that. Then what do you do with that? So being misunderstood, if that's a trigger for someone, work through that, because that's actually the shadow aspect of actually saying yes, is you not being able to know what that looks like. So it's like if you do struggle with that shadow areas that you need to step out of your box, especially while this energy is kind of floating around right now. But me being misunderstood, you might have that, from a childhood memory of maybe a teacher didn't understand you or a parent didn't understand you. I literally just heard Fresh Prince the other day singing that song, parents just don't understand. So like you might have some trauma around your parents not understanding you and who you were, growing up, or things that you did, or they might not understand the choices you make now as an adult, but that's okay. So and it's a difference too of like feeling sorry for somebody. You got empathy and sympathy, but we want people in our life that understands who we are or how we operate. And if they don't and they misunderstand us, then are you in a space where you feel comfortable to communicate that and let somebody know? Because
Yeah.
that could help out a lot. It'll decrease so much negative energy later if you just say, I don't understand what you're trying to say. I'll say quick, like, can you tell me what you mean? Because I'm not following you. Like, it ain't trying to be fun. If I don't understand, I want to make sure before we go deeper down the rabbit hole that I understand what you're saying.
Facts. I totally understand that as well, man. And yeah, people gotta understand that, you feel me, everybody ain't meant to understand you either. You feel what I'm saying? So
That's right.
everybody ain't meant to understand you, meaning like you gotta just be, you know what I'm saying, mindful of the people that you come in contact with. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the things that people say, I don't even think people be really understanding what they say. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, when you really in tune with yourself, like you really sitting, like I operate in isolation. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm more creative when I'm isolated. You feel what
Mm,
I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
isolation to me is everything to me. I used to wasn't able to sit in isolation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now I sit in isolation from everybody and just
Mm-hmm.
focus on me and my creative sense. And I'm just in tune with myself.
Yeah.
Once you really understand who you are and understand that all these energies out here it is a lot. It's
That
so
alone time is important.
overwhelming. Like I could just look at somebody. I just can look at somebody and like and just pick things up and see something like boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yo, why did I like last night we was out eating, I seen this older man and I just wanted to hug him.
You
It
picked up
was
on
just
whatever he was going through.
I don't know. I just wanted to hug that man. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to hug him. And I just smiled at him. I ain't know nothing about him, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like I should hug him, but I didn't hug him. But you know what I'm saying? I just felt like I don't know. I should hug him. I just wanted to go over to him and hug him, but
No,
I
that's a
ain't
prime
do it.
example of how powerful energy could be. Like if you felt the need to want to hug him, that means you picked up on that basically he needed a hug. What for whatever he was going through, that's what your energy picked up on. Like that man needs a hug. Because there are some people who are not big huggers and sometimes just need to know what it feels like to receive a genuine hug. Like, listen, it could be it's okay hug. I'm here. Just release for this 2 seconds while I got you in my arms. Like hugs are very powerful. Hugs, I'm a hugger, so I highly speak of them. And my son, is a hugger, so I'm big on that. But when you pick up on somebody's energy like that, especially if they're a complete stranger, that shows you how powerful energy is. And as you get further and further, and just your journey spiritually, is powerful. So our alone time. So like when we have to go into hermit mode, like that's what it's in a lot of our charts as a human design. Like we have to go into hermit mode so we can digest, so we can download, so we can recharge. Like our alone time is so important. And sometimes it could be stillness, sometimes it could be being around something that's funny, but we have to be in our own energy. Like even the ones that don't like being alone and extroverted, won't be around people, you still need your time. But some of us need more time to go into our energy. And again, there are people that don't understand what that looks like. Why you always got to be over there by yourself? Because you as a projector, like you really supposed to be alone a lot because you need time to process whatever energy you get in to decide like, is this something that I'm supposed to take in and work with, or is it something that I'm supposed to just learn how to release? Because your spleen, your intuition is going to continue to tell you how to do that. So
Yes, that's what I'm noticing about myself, that I really like being, you know what I'm saying, isolated. I still, love the people that's around me,
yeah,
but I like just sitting in the house with no lights on and just listening to music or look at TD Jakes or, you know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying, sit at the computer, listen to some music. Um, just 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 good energy, no negative energy. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't take in the things I was able to look at when I was younger. I can't
Oh
take those
no,
things in. I couldn't look at when George Floyd I couldn't look at that. I
well, that's
couldn't
one
look
thing
at
I
yeah,
definitely I still to this day have not.
I
I
can't
couldn't.
I can't look at the senseless killings. Like I don't even understand how people could just look at things over and over again. Like I can't, and I don't even like scary movies.
Yeah, I can't watch them now either. I used to watch them as a kid,
I don't
um,
like them.
but I never realized the deal with them until I got older, until I started connecting to my own spiritual journey. But that's the thing. Like some people don't understand that, so that's why I said and you go back to what you said. A lot of things ain't meant. Everybody ain't meant to understand everything we're going to, and really is certain people, especially us being the healers that we are. We're on a different level sometimes too. That people just won't get what we do, and it ain't for them to understand. It's for them to sit over there in confusion until they
Mm-hmm.
decide what they want to do. But
Mm-hmm.
we have to be on a level that we have to, like I said earlier, protecting our subconscious. Like we have to be mindful of what we take in, and that's one thing I praise my mentor. She always says, like, she tell people quick, don't send me no crazy stuff. Don't send me nothing in my messenger because you'll get blocked. Like she was very serious, and I didn't, I had to understand where I was when she first started talking about how important that was, to where I'm just like, when I don't look at stuff, or like even when it comes to like social media, I'm mindful of what I absorb. And even when I get on there, sometimes I don't even open it up. I might decide I want to read something, so you have, like you said, you have to be in a space of being okay. And then telling people like, I don't really care if you don't understand what I'm doing. This is my process. I'm only really the only one that's supposed to get it. So
yeah, so I totally understand that, and I wish that people would be more mindful of the things that, you know what I'm saying, how they put things on people. Like, you can't get mad at people because they don't want to hear your drama. You know what
that's
I'm saying? Like, you
that's
gotta
true.
understand that people don't want to hear that drama all the time. That says a lot about you. Like, some people operate in mess and chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, too
I I
much. Yeah,
I don't like that. I
yeah,
don't like that. I don't like that drama shit. I don't
yeah,
like it. I don't like it at all,
and that's
man. So it's
okay.
just like, I stay away from it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I put my hand up, like, bro, I already know what's gonna happen. I see it or whatever, and I just laugh, and I'm like, yo, I see it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I just let people be who they are. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
You have to, like, even more so, and I'm not downplaying it, because all human design types are, we all have our special, uniqueness. But you as a projector, your type definitely has to protect. You ain't really supposed. That's why I say you, and like my mentor is a projector, so that's why I love projectors. But you specifically cannot take in a lot of stuff. You have to be mindful of any and everything, because you are a non-energy being, in the strength of like, your energy has to be used wisely. So you can't just be all over the place and be doing all these things if it's not bringing in good energies. Like, you can have 5 different podcasts today, and if they all got to be the energy from the person, the topics, like, it's got to be a good vibe for you. So you being in your own energy helps you create the vibe that you want for people that come to you. Like, you're going to continue to
facts.
attract people that's supposed to come to you. So yeah, you, if anything, protect your energy. Say
I
yes to it,
do.
to the energy, people that's gonna, give you good energy. Because nah, we
Yeah,
can't
I'm
take in
good.
this in and everything. So
Facts, man. This is a
mhm.
good topic, especially with understanding, because understanding is a big word. Because it's like, some people don't even listen to understand; they listen to react. I used to be like
Yeah,
that. I'm not really listening to you. I just want to get back at you. You understand
yeah.
what
So
I'm
I can say what
saying?
I need to say.
Yeah, I just want to say what I need to say. So I'm not really listening to you. All I'm feeling is the heat that you coming at me sideways. So
Yeah,
I'm not listening to everything that you saying. You feel me? I'm trying to attack you back.
yeah.
Like, let me
That's big
talk,
of you
you
to
know?
admit that. I, I
Like, let me
that's
talk.
that's good.
You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, let me talk. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bruh. So now it's like, now I just sit, and I'm a work in progress. You
Of
know what I'm saying? I'm not
course,
perfect. I have to
that's
put that
right.
out there. You know what I'm saying?
None of us
This
are.
is really me. I wake up in the morning really grateful for life. Wake up really
Yeah,
grateful, because in 5 seconds, we don't even know if that's gonna be our last breath. You understand what I'm
facts.
saying? We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why I'ma sit and still dwell on something that happened 2 hours ago, and it's
For
not
what?
good for my spirit.
Mm-mm.
So
See,
I'm
that's
not gonna
growth
do
right
it.
there.
No,
For you to
I'm not
literally
doing it.
just say, I used to be the one that, would listen to react and already ready to attack, to say, now I respond differently. Now I realize, because that's what it's about. Some of us let something that happened literally 2 hours ago. And again, we all work in progress. The still sit in our spirit. Now we sitting on it, we festing on, we replaying it, and then the person that comes to us ain't got nothing to do with what we thinking about. We project onto them, and it's like, dang. Nah, sometimes we literally have to say, all right, what triggered me? Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? I need to understand me, because you just sat there and literally gave an example of how you understand yourself so much that you
Yeah,
saying yes to self-love, to be able to process and say where you are. Listening to react and listening to respond are like the biggest communication barriers out. I mean, of course, in couples, but then also sometimes in businesses and that kind of thing. So if you react, and if you are that person that literally know that you struggle, work on that. Like, point the finger at yourself and say, you know what, damn, that's me too. Like, Kendra gave a whole testimony, and I know how that used to be too. Like, being able to be like, oh, ready to hear when they finish, so I can say what I got to say, and we ain't listening.
man, I'm just
So
trying to
like,
cut. You know, honestly, I'm trying to cut you off because I feel like you attacking me. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Because for real, that misplaced rage is real too. You understand what I'm
Oh,
saying?
speak on it.
That
Yes.
misplaced rage is so real. It has
Yes.
and the misplaced rage comes to the people that's really there for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You really triggered what Billy Joe said to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? You're getting triggered and you're misplacing your rage on this individual because hurt people hurt people. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So I used to
Yep.
operate out of that too. Hurt
Yep.
people hurt people. I used to want to be in control of everything. I wanted to
Mm.
be heard. I ain't want nobody else to be. Listen, it's about me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's about me. What about me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, bruh, it ain't even that deep, Kendra. I just gotta calm down and understand. Just sit still. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Understanding who I am, understanding it's okay. I just want to be like the river. I just want to be like the river. I just want to flow. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be
Mm.
stagnant. I want to just flow. You feel what I'm saying? I want to
Yeah.
flow. I want to flow with people. You know what I mean?
For
Like you
sure.
might think somebody doing something. Sometimes they still not flowing. They stagnant.
Yeah.
No, that ain't what I'm on. I'm on flow. Let's flow. Let's grow. Flow and grow. Put it
Mm.
on the shirt.
Let it go. All right.
Well, yeah, that's true. I love the
I
way that you
love
pick.
it.
I pick your words though, like, cause it
Yeah.
really be speaking volumes, man. It really
Yeah.
do.
Those two definitely go together. I just love how sometimes when spirit connect, because it could be. I mean, like I said, one was my human design deck, and the other one was just an oracle deck. But that's the thing too. And so, like the homework sometimes is just really identifying what some of these words mean. So with saying yes again, like what are some things that you need to say yes to that makes you happy, and you're not operating out of people pleasing mode, doing it because somebody else wants you to do it, and then understanding what does it mean to you. Do you lack understanding? Because some of us operate from a lack of understanding mindset. We don't understand something. Sometimes we might be afraid to admit that we don't understand something. There are people who get so intimidated by other people because they may talk differently, or they may dress differently, or whatever. They may be envious of something that somebody got going on. It's like, just communicate. And that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing. Is sometimes it's easier said than done, but if you're triggered by stuff, it helps. You need to understand what your triggers are so you can address when somebody is maybe attacking you, so to be able to say, like, I'm feeling attacked right now. I'm not understanding why we got to go left when we started off talking about what we're gonna eat tonight. And we done got into this whole nother conversation because you holding on to anger that probably somebody calls you at your job today. So, sometimes we got to take some time with ourselves to be able to process what that looked like. Because, we lack understanding of ourselves. We still don't know who we are. Some of us are still in the dark, or operating from a dark space, or a wounded space, or a triggered space, a trauma space, so we need to say yes to, I need to get some help, or I need to read a book. I need to go back and watch some of these podcasts and take notes from these podcasts, because we give you good gems every time to give you some homework. Like, if you literally been following us for the past couple of Fridays, hell, even just, if you just started this today, like, we give you things to think about. So even if you're not actively, like, working with somebody to help you process some of these things, like, start with some of these words. Like, what does understanding mean to me? Do I lack understanding? Like, that's a whole homework assignment in a journal prompt that you can start processing. And if you identify something from that, you might need to go talk to somebody to process things, because we get stuck and get like kind of like Kendra just said, like, stagnant energy, and we get on autopilot, and we don't even understand what the hell going on. It's like, I'm really making some dumb decisions because I lack understanding, don't want to ask nobody for help, or I lack understanding of somebody being genuine because I'm blocked and don't understand how to trust. I got trust issues over here because I don't understand that I'm still triggered from my last relationship that I ain't healed from. So I don't understand that I don't need to, always blame them for something that I ain't healed from. So I
yeah,
understand it can go really deep, y'all. So that's your homework of just what does it mean to you, and where can you do some work with that area.
yeah. So I totally agree with understanding, because understanding in itself is very powerful. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I don't understand something, I'll just say, can you break it down for me? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I don't understand, because sometimes I process things differently than
Okay.
a lot of people do. So
Okay.
you might say something to me, and you might have to say it again for me, because I'm trying to process and understand, because how I break down things differently. Everything that somebody says something to me, I listen. I try to not to like the emotions and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because my trigger was somebody hollering. You know what I'm saying? Somebody holler at me is a trigger. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But really, the person really not hollering at me. They're just passionate. You know what I'm saying? They're
Mhm.
passionate at what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So I really had to understand that sometimes, yo, Kendra, people are not hollering at you. People are just passionate at what they're saying. So once you're
Mm.
able to understand and look at things different from your triggers, because it's a big step for me, because I used to, if you holler at me, I'll cry. Even at
Okay.
38 years old, that's a trigger for me. If somebody hollers at me, it does something to me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that's like some inner
That's good
childhood
awareness.
stuff, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm just paying attention to me or whatever. I try not to focus on, oh, somebody. No, I just try to, I'm working on that. I'm working on that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a
Yeah.
trigger in itself, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I always call myself out. I can't, like, it's no need for me to call nobody else out. I call myself
Mhm.
out, and I hold myself accountable, and I put myself out there instead of saying, well, this person did this to me, this person did that to me, this person did that to me. Well, actually, in itself, I wasn't able to understand what they were saying
Yeah.
and how they was feeling and how they're passionate about something. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
sitting here getting mad because they hollering at me, but really they not hollering, they just passionate. So
Yeah.
you just
No,
gotta
I like
understand.
that. So I want to piggyback off that because that goes into, definitely goes into the understanding of when you are talking to someone, you being able to say, okay, I am triggered because somebody has possibly yelled. And I teach people like, all right, does the other person voice escalate when they get anxious, when they get excited, when they get passionate? Like being able to know, because that's the thing when we operate from our throat chakra, some of us have been told we talk too loud, we laugh, or your voice is loud,
Yeah,
and then some people
mine.
be like, oh, I'm not yelling, but it's sometimes we don't. Sometimes us pointing the finger when you point your finger at yourself may not realize that your tone of voice may come off loud to the other person, but in your spirit, like I'm really not yelling at you. I'm really just. Sometimes we get a little anxious and our voice escalates. That's normal human stuff. But the other person might have a history of trauma, and a voice escalation could sound like yelling when
Yeah.
really it's not. So you saying that is very important. So this is the biggest thing with communication barriers too. Like really know the person you're talking to, and if you don't, take a step back before you say something you really don't mean, or you're responding out of anxiety, because sometimes people tone or they might get frustrated or irritated and it come off like that, but they really sometimes could just be anxious, like you said, or they could be passionate. So you got to be able to say like, well, look, I felt like you were hollering at me, and be
Mm-hmm.
open to criticism. We talked about that too. Other word, we about criticism. Like be open to someone telling you, because I've had people working with people, and it's like I need you to record the other person so the person could hear it, and it's like, yo, I didn't even realize I sound like that. Sometimes we don't know. So people being open minded to say like, you know what, let me just hear how I sound, or okay, well, I'm not meaning to come off that way, because again, that person's misunderstood.
Yeah.
Have a conversation about it. So it's just like, all right, if I came off that I was yelling, I apologize. I'm gonna try to do better. But then the person needs to say, like, nah, I just got some stuff that I'm dealing with and it just came off that way to me. So that's both people doing the work. So like you said, I'm holding myself accountable. That means you on a constant growth, change. You want to
Yeah.
get better because you're now
Yeah.
recognizing what you did. But a person who's stuck in that mess gonna be like, oh, they resistant, they don't want to hear nothing. I won't yelling at you, and then you try to talk to them, they don't want to hear it. Or the other person like, look, I really don't understand what you're saying, and this person then shut down, and then nobody gets anything done.
Yep.
So this, the biggest thing is if misunderstanding, being misunderstood is a trigger, then identify what that is. So like you said, you won't project. If you got some inner child work, you need to change the narrative. How we work on healing is changing the ending of the story. So if our ending ended up in some type of pain, now it's our job to heal from it, so we can go in and change that. Like, yeah, this might have been that, but now this is how I'm teaching my inner child to view it. So it's like, I want hollering. I want to get used to loud noises in a way that I listen to
Mm-hmm.
things that comfort me, so that way I won't feel like these things are here to harm me.
That's deep right there.
Yeah.
That's so deep, because like you was in school with me, middle school, high school, when it's
Mm-hmm.
camp together, and I
Yep.
always had a loud voice.
Yeah.
I always had a loud voice, and a lot of times, when I was in school, I used to get in trouble all the time because of I was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like my voice was loud. I'm laughing. I'm doing this. I always been this person, like cheerful, laughing,
Yeah.
joking, but I was minimized. I used to get in trouble for that. I used to get sent out of class, and you know what I'm saying? I used to get in trouble for just being who I was. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like sometimes that's a trigger as well with me.
Yeah.
Because I think about when I was in second grade and how I used to get in trouble and how I had to sit in timeout and have you remember the clock? You had to turn on the clock and have
Yes.
sit in class for 15 minutes because of my voice.
Yeah.
I was silent. You know what I'm saying? I was taught in school, man. Kendra, you talk too much. Kendra talks too much. Miss Joyner. Kendra talks. She's very talkative. Kendra's very talkative. Kendra's very talkative. Kendra's loud. Kendra's loud. Kendra's talkative. That's all I ever heard.
Yep. Them in your life.
Kendra, yeah, needs improvement, unsatisfactory in conduct, but my grades is amazing. They try to move me to third grade, but I wasn't ready for third grade and second grade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just remember like with kids that talk loud and full of love and joy, I want them to continue to be that. I don't want people to shut them down because
Yeah.
I was that kid that got shut down in school. I was that kid. I
Yeah.
was so full of light. I used to stand up in front of the class, me, Eddie B, and me, Eddie B, and Cartier in second grade. We used to freestyle. We used to rap. I was so
Wow.
full of I used to do this in second grade.
Oh man.
Like it's always been in me, but you know what I'm saying? I got in trouble. And so, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like that little kid sometimes for real. Like,
Yeah.
man, I'm too loud, man, I'm this. But it's self-sabotage because it
Yes.
is what it is. This is me. So
Yeah. I love that example you gave because I promise you, yeah, our lights were dimmed, from again, those old things that we, our conditioned parents, but then also the school. The school is the biggest thing. Like people don't understand, like it's very triggering. People have had a lot of trauma just from school. Like that's a whole. Yeah, I had trauma from the rules that were placed on us in school. And I know that school is there to, teach us certain things as far as structure. But when you're put in your box of saying, like, you're too loud, you talking too loud, you can't be who you are, these kids' lights, I promise you, I wish they would put human design in the school because it's like, if y'all got generators and manifesting generators in the room, you understand if somebody has an open crown, they're going to get diagnosed with ADHD or that they're all over the place.
yes,
their crown is open. They
yes,
all over the place. They get inspired by different things.
yes.
Like those, and then the people who have like an open root center, normally fall in the line of having anxiety and depression because they don't have that constant stability and security. So they're seeking to find it. That's why, like, anybody who's really into human design, if you a little nugget for somebody who's really into it, whatever your open centers are in your chart, that's where you need to do your shadow work and inner child work because those are the conditioned centers that we had all of our lives. So somebody with an open crown, I got an open crown. If, it's like, oh, she can't stay focused or she want to do too many different things. I'm a whole manifesting. I'm supposed to be doing 5-6 things at one time. I'm supposed to be doing all over the place, and so it's just like generators, they were the ones sometimes would, want to have an idea. Some people couldn't really express themselves in school. And so in you being a projector, you not being able to, because you probably had things you needed to say, things that you just needed to express. But when you got put in that box and your light was dim, you couldn't operate. Like if we could, if the kids could operate in really what their design types are like now,
I wish it was a school actually made. I wish it was a school created like that. Instead of I don't know, because when people talk or whatever, different ideas to shoot out. I wish it was a school made for like based on a human design, because if everything's based on a human design, a child will be able to teach the way that they'll be able to get it. You understand what I'm saying? So
because we all have that.
Yeah, because somebody teaching like this, some kids don't get that. You feel what I'm saying?
Nope.
Some kids don't understand that. Sometimes kids need to be with art and music and
more creativity.
They got creativity, you know what I'm saying? Understanding how energy is, you know what I'm saying? Yoga, you feel what I'm saying? Things like that. Maybe they need to have a positive affirmation class for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like incorporate that. Like we could create that. Like that's how my mind is. Like, why not us? Why can't we create programs to introduce the schools?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like why can't that be implemented in schools? Like everything's the same. Why can't it be changed? Why can't it be changed?
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, like if you think about it, there's a lot of kids that says ADHD, but really kids, they just want to lay on the floor.
They
They
just
just
want to
want
be
to draw.
kids.
You feel me? They just want to, and then you don't teach all the kids the same way. You
Yeah,
don't.
that's
Everybody
the
don't
struggle.
receive it, man.
That's the struggle that they're, like you said, they're being taught. That's the thing too. Like there are people who have more creative energy, or they're supposed to be using creative energy, so they the ones that might need to spend more time in your creative arts and less time in the, because people think, oh, people who struggle with science and social studies, it could be that they just not in a grasp of wanting to digest information. We all have something in our
Yeah.
chart too of how we digest. Some of us, have to digest information a certain way. Some of us are left brain, some of us are right brain, more passive, where we might have to hear things. It's so many different ways. I promise you, I can look at somebody's chart. And again, if a child has, like I said, an open crown, then they're gonna get, they can't sit still, or they're all over the place, or they're so concerned with someone else. No, they genuinely trying to get inspired by
Yeah.
what that other kid doing. They
Yeah.
just trying to connect with that other kid, but they might look at it as something different. So it's a powerful tool that, I'm hoping that, but I think that if they had it in schools, they would not try to put everybody in a box, because they will understand like some of these labels that they place on kids are really detrimental, when it's really like y'all don't understand what they're designed. Because a lot of us, if you don't really understand what at least your type is, and understand what certain things are in your chart, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot of us walking around here feeling misunderstood, because people don't really get what's really in our design. So,
Yeah.
that's something to think about. I love that idea, but whew, it
Yeah,
would help out so many
hey
teachers.
man, you need to go ahead and actually like maybe write
Create
out
something.
do a journal, like create something, because you have the you have the knowledge to do it. So that'll be good for you to even like create a journal for like kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I said, all I like, you put some out there and I think about it and then I just give it back. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
like
what,
a
look, you
download.
being real projectorish over there, like, because
Yeah.
again, like that's what, and that's what you're supposed to do, is like take in information and be able to put out there. And me being a manifesting generator, I'm supposed to create something. I'm here to create so many different things, and it might be one thing, and then I move on to something else. And so, or it
Yeah.
could be an idea. So, but that's what you're supposed to do as a projector. Like you hear something, you sit with it. Your splenic, authority tells you like that's what you're supposed to do. Your intuition says that, and then you same thing.
Yeah,
You go on.
yeah. Because I mean, for real, Sheeka, you got all the tools. You can help. Well, you help a lot of people anyway, but
Yeah,
the kids are really getting neglected. You know what I'm saying? The kids are really getting neglected. The
yeah.
kids are not being understood. You know what I'm saying? So with my
Mm-hmm.
nephew, if something like he get in trouble or something like that because he's talking this much or whatever. No, he's a kid. No, he has to express himself. That's how I tell my sister, like, bro, I
Yeah,
used to be just like that.
yeah.
No, he didn't do anything wrong. No, you know what I'm saying? But then I have a conversation with my nephew and say, like, yo, you ain't do nothing wrong. It's okay you being who you are, because I don't want my nephew feeling like he has to be in a box. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's outside of the box, and I want him to understand that it's okay to operate in the space that he's operating out of, because nobody would shut my nephew down.
Nah, he's not
Period.
here. Like he's a manifestor, so he's the one that's gonna come up with random ideas. He's gonna connect with things, and so there are times that he's gonna be a talker. There's gonna be times like he might be the one need to be in front of the class teaching, or he might got something that, because the teacher might be teaching a certain way, and him being a manifestor, he might be like, I hear you, but here's a better way that you could do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like he might have a better way to explain things that somebody might not get. So he's another one too that he could help people understand things in a different way, or the way he puts out information. People are going to be able to listen to him because of how he puts it out. So that's
Yeah.
him. He already operating as a manifestor. So like, yeah, teach him not to dim him, like, because again, he's boss energy. Like again, manifestors. If you are a manifestor, you are here to be at the top, and so a lot of times you got to talk your way and
So
network so
look.
you can get there.
So listen, what about a projector? What do the projector supposed to be? Like you said, like what? Because I'm trying to understand, like with
So your main role as a projector, always the easiest thing you need to remember, if you supposed to be leading, guiding, and directing. So you need to be teaching, you need to be guiding someone, and it could be again guiding somebody to resource. But those are your power words. I'm here to lead, guide, and direct. And so, and you need to be in which, and the caveat to that is that you're supposed to be using your gifts. So as you continue to define your gifts and define your strengths and define your areas of growth, that you know that these are master lessons. So like I said, like if you know what your open centers are in your chart, those are going to be your master sections, where once you learn how to get that energy right, then you use those areas for each center to lead, guide, and direct on those topics, you know? So
Okay.
that's going to be your biggest thing. Yeah. So yeah, projectors here to lead, guide, and direct. Generators are here to light up the world and spread their energy, and also to help. Manifesting generators is the same thing. We're here to create many different things. You know, reflectors is the one that people don't normally talk about, because it's not a lot of them as well. But reflectors are literally here to reflect on what's going on in the background and be able to say, this is what's going on. They sit back and they're your true observers, and they
Yeah.
sit back because they have a lot of open centers. So they're also the ones that have to be mindful of what they take in, and they operate off of moon energy. Like they make the best decisions during the moon energy. So, and then you got your like I said, you got your manifesting generators and your generators, projectors, reflectors, and your manifest. So those are your 5 types. So like every type has, you know, an overall general thing of what you're here to do. But the real work is, like I said, when you start going deeper into your human design chart and really seeing like, this is what here, because it literally will tell you what your life's work is and all these different things. So, but for my beginners, identify what your type is, pull your chart, go to myhumandesign.com or mybodygraph.com. But you can easily Google that. But if you know what your type is and start operating in what you're supposed to be doing, like, because again, I get on my projectors and my reflectors and my manifestors, like, y'all trying to operate as you know, like a generator, y'all doing too much, slow down, go take a nap. Because sometimes y'all might be ill because y'all hungry or y'all sleepy. That's it. It's like, go eat something, go take a nap, get away from energy so you can, reset yourself.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But the people, you know what I'm saying? I know they'll be listening later on, you
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And if anybody's in here right now listening or whatever, you know, if y'all got any questions, y'all already know the floor is open for y'all to ask the questions. And you
Sure.
know,
If
y'all
you're
can ask the
catching the
questions.
replay, just
Yeah.
for y'all to catch. And a lot of people again might not be
Yeah.
available during time, but that's what the replay is about. For the people catching the replay, remember the word for today is understanding, and the word of saying yes. The phrase of saying yes and being able to persevere through anything that's holding you back. So saying yes to good things, and being able to identify what that understanding is, that you could be missing, or if misunderstood is a trigger of yours, being able to work through that.
But Sheik, I got one question to ask you. What's the
Sure.
hardest thing about saying yes for you?
The hardest thing I would say about saying yes for me is now that I'm really, I've been operating my human design, my authority is my sacral, and that's my gut. So the biggest thing for me now, where I'm at in my journey, is making sure that I listen to my gut and not go from my mind. Because the old people pleaser, the recovery part of when I used to operate in that is that I would say yes so quickly and then be like, dang, I didn't,
I ain't
so
really
that
want
was
to do it.
yeah, didn't even really want to do it, or I overcommitted because I'm trying to be, I'm people pleasing, so I'm trying to be there for everybody, while nobody there for me, type stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
now saying yes is me listening, like literally when I make a decision about what I want to eat, I'm consulting my gut. Like, okay, I'm putting my hand on my sacral. Like, okay, is this what I need to be doing? I knew there was a time when that's why I'm excited about buying my couch today, because I knew it was a time that when I wanted to do it. Like, you don't need this right now. This other stuff going on. This
Mm-hmm.
is the time. So that's my biggest thing now. But in the past, it was just saying yes too much and not being able to realize when I needed to say no. So saying yes is just listening to my gut. Like, all right, my gut said we good, so let's go. Let's go.
Okay, okay. For sure, for
Yeah,
sure. I just had to ask that, like,
I appreciate that.
what was the hardest time? You know what I'm saying? What was, about saying yes? Because it be like that
It
sometimes. So
does, like, and one thing I will say too, even like this, I'm in an office space I moved in April this year, and the space that I was in before, I was there for 3 years. I started off sharing a space with someone, and then when they when she decided to go to a group practice, it was just me. So it was me. I was still in the same building, but I knew Spirit was like, you didn't outgrew this building. It's time to get your own. And I sat and I sat and I sat. And it was just, I had to wait. And then finally Spirit said, if you don't get up and get out of here. And so I finally moved, like the space I'm in. I love my space. Like I got a 2 office suite. I got a room for my Reiki, a room for where I do therapy. And it's quiet where I'm at. And so where I was, where I started at, and I don't, I'm always thankful for where I started. I had an office space in a building with other offices, other businesses. So the kind of work that I do, which is working with people who have trauma, I needed to be in a quiet space. So I finally said, what are you doing? You just because you don't have that security of the person that I was sharing my office space, because we started off here part-time and we grow, but it was like I was putting myself in a box, like, get on up out of here. Like, what you saying? You can do what you need to do because you got other things that you want to do. Like I said, I'm a clinical supervisor. I do Reiki. I'm coaching. I'm doing therapy. I wear many hats. So
she said that.
Is there no sound?
Yeah, there's no sound. Oh, what you mean? You can't hear?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me.
If anybody else comes up,
yeah. Hold on, because I'm gonna go on here, go to Facebook. I'm gonna put on mute real quick. But just say something so I can.
She says she
don't hear nothing, but maybe it's my phone.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. I could. Yeah, Michelle. You want to come up here on the platform and talk to us and see what we talking about, so you could just. You know what I'm saying? Being missed because Michelle, I'm proud of Michelle. I want her to come up here today. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, I'm going to call you out. Come on up here, man.
I'm going to call you out.
Yeah, because I'm so proud of her.
Okay, you can hear.
Both of us. Okay. But yeah, it might be your phone, Michelle.
It's all good.
Most definitely might be your phone for sure.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so and like I was saying, just me being able to. So that was something that I took a leap, and I moved and did what I needed to do. And every time I walk in my space, I'm just so grateful. I smile every time I walk through my doors, and so that was the biggest thing of me just getting out of my own way and knowing that okay, you can't keep sitting in the same space because you got so many things. You ain't got enough room in here. Like I literally had my desk right here, and I had my Reiki table behind me in my old space, and it was like I was making it work, but it's like, come on, it's time to upgrade, okay? So that was something that I finally said yes to, that I'm just still so grateful for.
So do you think that you was provoked to do that?
I feel like it was my connection with Spirit. Like literally, Spirit was like, and then ironically, I even wrote about this in my journal. I think I shared it. It was literally on February 22nd. It was 2/22 that I put my notice in that I was leaving. So on February 22nd, and that was actually our 3-year time that we had been in that building. So it couldn't have happened at any other time. Literally 2/22/22. I made myself a note that I put my notice in and it was time for me to leave. So I feel like that was just Spirit saying, it was like I said, because I had when I was going back over my business plan, it was like, if you don't get on and do what you got to do so you can meet these goals that you set for yourself, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so, for sure. Yeah. The people that's listening, listen, what is y'all definition of understanding? What's your definition of understanding and saying yes? So what's your definition of understanding? Like when you think about understanding, what is your definition of it? Like interact with us, let us know what's going on. Y'all don't have to actually come up here and talk to us, but what's your definition of understanding? Because that's a powerful word in itself, understanding. So when you think about the word understanding, what do you think about?
Yeah.
And I did send the invite to Michelle, and yeah, she gonna pop up. Watch. I know she'll pop up. But yeah. But when you talking about your office space and everything like that, I've been, having like different downloads and seeing visions of me actually having a space, but like a building. You feel me? Like a building, like I keep seeing like microphones and different people surrounded by me, but I don't know the people that's surrounded by me. I don't know. But I just see the building. I just see Why Not Us podcast and radio. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I visualize. That's what is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So big energy. Let's go. So yeah. So office space and understanding that it was time for you to move. Now look at you now.
Yeah,
look happy. At you now, bro.
Yeah, man, and it's only up from here. And you speak about building, like that's part of my plan too. Like anytime you have a business and you're growing, you should be developing your plan. So I wrote down a long time ago that I will be able to buy me a building. I see my yoga studio in there. I'm not gonna teach it, but I'm gonna hire somebody. But I want yoga to be more trauma informed for people, so it's gonna be more so trauma informed yoga for people who have a history of that and want to connect with their bodies, like. That's going to be something that I'm offering because it's needed. So I can't wait. It's in my plan. So yeah, so this is where I'm at. It's a stepping stone, but like you said, visualize it, put it out there. I'm putting it out there. I'll be buying a building and it's going to be like a holistic space for you to come get what you need to get. So I'm putting it out there because that's coming. But I promise you, if you don't start manifesting, I don't care if it's a 3-year plan. People are like, where are you going to be in 3 and 5 years? Those are real questions. Like, because sometimes we got to plan it out. Like, if somebody asks me I'm gonna do the $1 million, I can already tell you because I've already got it planned out. Mm-hmm. So you gotta have things planned out. So when they come, you already prepared. You can move on to something else. So you see that building where you're gonna be, already visualize it, plan it out, how you want your design to be. So when it's time for you to sit at the table with the person who's gonna have this building for you, you are like, oh, I got this in my notebook. I'm ready. You already ready. You gotta think about how you want this building to be because you already did manifest it.
For sure. That's what it is. Like when you sit here talking about yoga and stuff, like I manifested, I'm manifesting. I already wrote down. It's called the $1 million plan. I want a space like it's gonna be called Big Energy Therapy Center. I want it to be set up like Julia Arts. Okay. So I already got everything that I want. You know what I'm saying, written down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It will happen. And also I'm about to sit down and actually get the building, you know what I'm saying, like created, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's gonna be on what you call it? Not Microsoft. What's the other one? PowerPoint. Because you could do different things on PowerPoint. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically
do. Look, like you said, write it, visualize it, and plan it. Believe it,
receive it, achieve it. Right. Michelle, since you could hear us, did you get that invite?
She said, "I'm in the chat room putting out my energy."
I'm just asking. I mean, what's good, Michelle? I got a little time today, Michelle. What's good? Like, what's going on? Oh yeah, go ahead and look, Michelle. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, she did because I want her up here, so she did an amazing job, man. She just was able, she stood up and she said what she said, so I'm proud of her,
man. Some assertiveness over there, look.
Yeah, proud of her.
Saying yes to me, saying yes to self-love is that I'm making some moves that I need to make,
for myself and not worrying about, there she go. What up, fam?
Hola, hello.
Hello. What's good, man? I had to put you up here because I'm proud of you, man. I had to. I'm so proud of you, man. I had to. I'm just happy. I'm just happy for you. So I needed you to come up here on the platform. And how are you feeling today?
Amazing. Ever since talking to you that night, I've been feeling good. Some BS came up with them again. But, now stuff moving. I was like, I don't know if it's the podcast or what, but it's shaking now.
Yeah, because guess what? Because you did what you supposed to do. You spoke because they was really trying to silence you. You know what I'm saying? But you use your voice. And that's why I'm so proud of you, because you got over what was in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And you really was like, F this, I'm going to do what I need to do. You know what I mean?
Even went back after we got done and I listened to it. And I was like, who is this person?
It's you.
She's saying yes to her voice. That's what you're saying, yes to using my voice. My throat chakra is in
exactly. Operation. That's why I'm so proud of you, because you did that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You did that, so I'm proud of you. So that's why I wanted to bring you up here and tell you again, even though I told you, I'm proud of you. Keep going.
Thank you. Oh, I am, honey. I told you, you done opened up something. Remember, I
Keep
told you I got
going.
that saying. I'm about to show it to you now. It's on my wall.
Yeah.
It says we fit in. Why fit in when we were born to stand out?
Put it on the
Ooh,
shirt. I love it.
message.
I love
Message.
it.
Yeah, and that's for my babies. Like, this the daycare room I'm in, so this is for my babies to know, like, you were not born to fit in.
Oh, teach them right. I love
Yes.
it.
And I let
That's
them know you do not have to be a product of your environment, honey. We all made it out.
Yeah,
facts.
that's
Totally,
true.
totally. Cause
You over there
and
breaking
then you know what I'm
generational trauma
saying?
curses over
So
there.
man, listen, you can have a shirt, right, with a box, right, and the kid outside the box. Cause for so long they try to put us in a box. So
Right.
so like kids outside of the box, you know what I'm saying, having their own paths, you know what I'm saying, of creativity. You know what I'm
Girl.
saying? For real.
Look, you done said that. I'm about to go in here and put it on my cricket.
Yeah, you should, man. Like, bro, I'm
Yeah,
telling
she
you,
she really
man.
operating in her projected energy today with these ideas.
Yeah, man. Like for real. Like I
Right.
was up there with her, man. Like, cause she got so much knowledge of working at the prison, and you know what I'm saying, and her being an advocate for people dealing with mental health, at the prison. You know, being a CEO and not
Mm-hmm.
having like the right help, and you know what I'm saying, not having people to really have your back.
Mm,
So I was like, yo, you should write a journal and like really helping people. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like
love
she could
that.
do that, like for real.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, because
y'all
that's
powerful.
a whole topic like that y'all probably could have a whole series on. Like, it's that deep. Like I said, I had my sister-in-law was there for several years. My stepfather retired. My mom, worked in it. Like so I know firsthand. But then also for people to be able to use their voice. And I've been on the other side of like helping people get through things and behind the scenes, and they got to go right back into that environment. So do whatever spirit is calling you to do, because I
Yeah.
promise you that's a whole series that needs to be out there. And
Oh
again,
yeah, definitely.
throat chakra, let's operate.
And that's why I even told the lady today when I spoke to her, I was like, if y'all let me go, y'all let me go. But this is not gonna stop me. Like, I'm gonna still advocate for other people that's still in there, and I'm just not gonna keep letting y'all get away with this. Like, people are so scared to fight the state, but why? Like, it's your livelihood. This is your life, your peace, your everything. So why? Why would you not want to fight for your sanity?
Facts. You right. Right. So you said yes. You said yes to yourself. Like
Mhm.
you said yes
That's
for
what
your
I'm
mental
hearing.
health. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what it is. You said yes. Like you chose yourself, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna
So
just
that's
keep
what it is.
choosing me, honey.
I
That's
love
it.
that. Because at the end of the day, we only got ourselves and we got to just worry about us.
Yeah.
Right.
So it don't even, because we get so focused on the job and getting the money now. I'm not saying like all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you stressed out all the time and you're not able to operate. You just that's all you think about is the job. I got to go into this job. You drained already before you even go to a job. That
Yeah.
job ain't for you, bro.
Mm-mm.
Right. Like you said, drinking when you got off, and then when you start your spiritual journey, you walk in there and it's like, why do I feel dizzy? Why do I feel sick?
Yeah.
Like, this is the negative spirits. Like, people died in here, people hung themselves, people were executed in here. So why wouldn't you think these same spirits is in this place? So then, when you get to talking like that, automatically they're gonna be like, oh, she crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she this, and oh, she dead. Okay, well,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Everybody that's coming in, you know how we do every Friday is Freestyle Friday, chats with Sheeka. It was today. The words were understanding and yes, right? Like saying
Saying
yes.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So so if y'all just coming to the end and listening, y'all could go back and hit replay, and of course y'all could hit Sheeka up. Let them know how they can hit you up, Sheeka.
Yeah. So that yeah, definitely hit me up in my inbox. Like my actual email is Rashika at havefaithintherapy.com. That is like my business email to get to me, but I'm have a separate email for like my coaching people. But yeah, right now, Rashika at havfaithintherapy.com is my email to get up with me.
Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you
I do
fine.
apologize. So it's Rashika at
havfaithintherapy.com.
Okay. I'm putting that in the inbox. I ain't mean to cut you off, Sheeka.
No, you good. If you type it in there, it's good. But yeah, that's how you get in contact with me for now. Like I said, just if you catching us at the end, go back and catch the replay. Like I said earlier, like it's no reason if you like literally listen to some of the things we're saying, you are already on your journey to heal. So go back and identify something you need to say yes to. You know, let's listen to Michelle's story saying yes if you're struggling with something you need to take care of. Say yes to using your voice. You know, say yes to being able to something that lights you up. That's the biggest thing. And then understanding if misunderstood is your trigger, identify it or find out in your life where you need to put some understanding or have somebody understand you if that's a boundary you need to place. So
sure.
Process those words.
We'll be back. You know, we come up here every Friday. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be back next Friday. Yeah, y'all know the vibes.
For sure.
You can be what you wanna be. See what you wanna see. Go where you wanna go. Oh. Why not? Why not us? Why not us? Why not? Why not us with Ken J? Why Not Us podcast with Ken J.